Welcome to Erasmus Plus Project Pathways Towards Inclusion. Transitions from sheltered employment for people with intellectual disabilities into the regular labour market, identification, dissemination, and implementation of good practice in Europe. Curriculum for Collaborative Inclusive Learning, the Include3 method, Unit 1 Counselling Method. The Include3 method builds on the findings of the project. Project is co-funded by the European Union and runs from September 2022 to August 2025. The aim of Include3 is to identify and disseminate best practices for the transition from sheltered employment to the general labour market. The focus is particularly on the transition of people with cognitive disabilities. Project partners, organisations from Belgium, Cyprus, Germany, Lithuania and Slovenia.
Familiarize yourself with the objectives and target groups of the Include3 project. Include3.eu.
In this course, you will learn about the Include3 method and didactic resources. The aim of this course is to familiarize you with the inclusive, empowering counselling method, Include3 method, and the accompanying materials so that you can try them out in an independent counselling session. This course shows methods and exercises and consists of a total of 9 units. It is aimed at career guidance counsellors, professionals and experts in vocational training for or in sheltered workshops who want to get to know and implement the Include3 method. It is also aimed at professionals who are just starting their professional career and have previously completed AI degree in counselling, social work, special education or comparable training.
The course consists of 9 units. Each unit comprises one video and lasts between 10 and 15 minutes. In the video, you will learn about a specific topic in more detail. You can watch all units one after the other or pause in between. Unit 1 shows a general introduction to the Include3 method and the Erasmus Plus project Include3. Unit 2 is entitled Sheltered Workshops. Here you will learn more about sheltered workshop system in Belgium, Cyprus, Germany and Slovenia. Unit 3 focuses on communication skills. In Unit 4 you learn how to transfer the theoretical knowledge into your local or national context. In Unit 5 you will find information on elaborating strengths and aspirations of people with disabilities.
Unit 6 deals with analysing labour market needs and the labour market needs matching. In Unit 7 you will learn how to connect labour market and individual needs. Unit 8 is about collaboration in networks and Unit 9 puts emphasis on the reflection of integration process and coping. Let's start with the first unit. Here you will get to know the background to the Include3 project, learn the basic features of the Include3 method, and reflect on project results and the method against the background of contexts specific to your country. But why do we need the Include3 method? Sheltered workshops have the task of preparing people for employment on the general labour market. Nevertheless, only a few people with disabilities succeed in making the transition from a sheltered workshop to the general labour market. With the Include3 method, we want to demonstrate an inclusive and co-productive process in which everyone is included and taken into account, people with disabilities, employers and vocational training experts in the workshops. What does the Include3 method involve? The Include3 method is based on the question of how vocational training in sheltered workshops can combine the interests and needs of people with disabilities and the needs of the general labour market. The Include3 method observes the principles of opening up sheltered workshops and inclusion in the primary labour market. Other important principles of the Include3 method are empowerment, participation and individualisation. The Include3 method emphasises the recurring phases of orientation, testing, decision-making and reflection. You want to get to know more about the phases of counselling and the principles of empowerment and participation. Please read Unit 1 of the Include3 curriculum for deeper theoretical background.
What is the Include3 method based on? The Include3 method is based on the findings of the Include3 project. The project is divided into various work packages. In Work Package 2, we took stock and looked at disability, the sheltered workshop system and good practice in counselling, education, and transition. To this end, we have drawn up national reports that summarize the labour market and social policy for people with disabilities, the implementation of the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities and the participation of people with disabilities in working life. It is important to familiarize yourself with this background information in order to understand your own task and role as a counselor or vocational training expert. The information presented provides a framework for your daily work. Exercise 2. Read Chapter 1 of the National Report of your respective country and summarize the information relevant to you in bullet point. Read Chapter 2 of the National Report for your country and summarize the content of the chapter on up to 1 page. We have also produced policy documents for decision-makers to promote the transition from the sheltered workshop to the general labour market. They show recommendations for action for counsellors, vocational training, and companies. Let yourself be inspired and take a look at the recommendations for action. Exercise 3. Read the policy guidelines for decision-makers and identify those aspects that you consider relevant to your work.
You should now be equipped with sufficient background information. Let's get started with the method. The method itself was developed as part of inclusive research. To this end, we conducted focus groups, a form of group interview. The results of the focus group report are based on an inclusive and co-productive approach. In 2 rounds of focus groups, the current status and wishes of the participants were surveyed. Focus Group A was formed with people with cognitive disabilities and Focus Group B with participants from Focus Group A. As well as inclusion experts, education experts and employers, the topics covered included counselling on preparing for the transition from sheltered employment to the general labour market, vocational training and networking. We derived direct implications for the Include3 method from the research results of the focus groups. Here you can find information on the individual areas of the Include3 method. Phases of the counselling process. Principles of counselling. Role of the counsellor. Contents of vocational training. Support materials for counselling and vocational training. Network knowledge.
To help you get to know the method better, we have prepared an exercise for you. Exercise 4. Take a look at the implications for the Include3 method on page 33. Include3.U/ focus groups. Please make a note of the aspects that are important to you in the individual subject areas. Phases of the counselling process. Principles of counselling. Role of counsellors. Contents of vocational training. Material to support counselling and vocational training. Networking skills. You can also refer to the transnational report on community engagement events. 1. The Include3 method is based on a stable counselling relationship that requires open, regular, trusting and individual communication at eye level and is also characterized by creative solutions and perseverance. The Include3 method takes equal account of technical and interdisciplinary content, work ethics, dealing with superiors and colleagues, personal interests, in vocational training. The Include3 method provides information material that serves to impart knowledge and is written in simple and understandable language. In addition, methodological material is required that can be actively worked on and thus contributes to gaining knowledge. The Include3 method therefore addresses the network competencies that contribute to network expansion, continuous network work and network coordination and defines target group-specific approaches content. The guidelines refer to the important basic principles of participation, empowerment and individualization. These are simply summarized in an explanatory video and explained using an example. Exercise 5. Watch the video explaining the guidelines.
Through the other self-learning units, you will acquire skills and knowledge for implementing the Include3 method. By using the materials, you will contribute to a participatory, empowering, and individualized transition process. You have reached the end of the first unit. It lays the theoretical foundations for further understanding of the following units. Now start with Unit 2.